Hello friends, and welcome to your December 2022 TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. I hope you are well and I hope you are excited for December TarotScopes as I am excited to start recording them. So just to give you a little bit of housekeeping as to what it is, how it works, so what you can expect over the next couple of minutes. This intro, everybody gets the same intro just to save me from repeating things 12 times. I record 12, and I'm showing four fingers, I mean, I don't know. I record 12 readings using the same structure, the same method, the same process, the same tarot decks, etc. I record 12, and I want to show four fingers again. I don't know what's up with me with that. So I record 12 videos, one for Aries, going all the way through to Pisces. I stick this intro at the beginning of each of them, and I release them, giving you insight into the month ahead. We are obviously into the last month of 2022, and it is super exciting to be at this place. So what I've done, instead of our standard kind of TarotScope structure, I've actually created a bit of a spread that's going to help you to see what was the lesson of 2022. Have you achieved that? What do you still need to do to overcome it? What do we need to take with us into 2023? What do we need to leave behind? And a couple of other things, okay? So I've sort of thrown together this ensemble of a spread of a reading, and I'm going to do exactly the same reading for each sign of the zodiac. If you're on YouTube and you open up the description of this video, you will find links to all the other zodiacs. So if you want to watch for your friends or your partners or your children, or somebody, your worst enemy, to see what it is that they need to deal with or what they are going through, you can do that. So all of them will be in the description below. And you can just go through and watch as many as you need. I do encourage everybody, when I do the month ahead TarotScopes like this, I do encourage you partway through the month to sort of come back and just do a quick check-in. All right, I know I do TarotScopes on a weekly basis, but then is categorized by element. So for the month ahead, I like to do full videos for each sign of the zodiac. I also, when I start the recordings, I set the intention that it be applicable to your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. So if you do know what your things are, if you do know what your alignments are, you are welcome to watch all of those. So yeah, whatever is applicable and appropriate to you. So I do generally just do the 3, sun, moon, and rising, because then it just gets too complicated if we go any further than that. So when I'm shuffling and when I'm doing the videos, I do set those intentions. I am going to work with 2 amazing tarot decks for this particular reading. The first one I'm going to work with is the Forest of Enchantment Tarot. Now, oopsie, I nearly dropped it there. This deck is just amazing. Let me do that, then the camera will hopefully focus. The artwork is just gorgeous. The artwork is just beautiful. And it's got quite a whimsical fantasy type of feel to it. And then to pair it with, I'm pairing it with the Tarot of the Hidden Realm, which is just as gorgeous, just as beautiful. I hope the camera's focusing because I can't see. And just as whimsical, just as fantasy related. So I thought these two will actually work so well together to do the reading. Like I said, I've got a whole lot of questions written out. I am also going to include an oracle deck as well. So, it's going to give you a lot of insight in how best to end off 2022. We are then obviously looking forward at 2023. So when I do the January TarotScopes, which I will release sort of the last week of December, in that last week of December, I will release the January TarotScopes, and there we're going to look forward at the whole of 2023. So this one for December, we're basically looking backwards. We're looking at 2022. What do you still need to achieve? What was the lesson? Have you done it? How are you doing? What do you need to leave behind? And what do you need to take ahead with you? So I do hope that you are going to enjoy the readings. If you do enjoy the reading, all I ask from you is a thumbs up. I love comments, so if you do want to leave me a little comment, that would always be greatly appreciated. I do read them all. I don't always get a chance to reply, but I do absolutely read every single one of them. And if you would like to leave a show of gratitude, you can. Just over here somewhere on the screen will be a super thanks button that will allow you to leave a a donation, a tip, if you may, a way of showing gratitude for the insight that you have received during the video. So I'm now going to flip the camera around so that you can see the table and that you don't necessarily have to see my face, because I do need a lot of space to show you all the cards. So I'm going to flip the camera around and we're going to get started with your zodiac. I'll see you there. Right, Gemini, let's get into your reading and see what December has in store for you. So this is the Tarot of the Hidden Realm. I decided to use this one as the main deck. I do have the other deck and an oracle deck just off camera, which I will use towards the end. But this is going to be our main deck for today's reading, for this reading. So we're looking at December 2022. We're looking at, you know, finishing this year off on a high. We are looking at experiencing everything that we need to, finishing off everything that we need to, so that, and just seeing what is left of 2022 for you. So Gemini, cards are getting a shuffle. Once they are shuffled, I'm going to just leave them on the side and I'm going to draw all the cards I need straight off the top. So there we have it. Cards are shuffled. This is a good place to leave them, and let's get started. So Gemini, the first thing we are doing, the first card that we're looking at is, what energy, situation or circumstance do you need to leave behind in 2022? So what are you not carrying into next year? And here we have the Seven of Wands. So look at her crown. Look at, I don't even know if it's a crown, but look at all her antennae growing out of her head. Basically, it's like her crown, okay? And it is a crown that is protecting her. It is keeping her safe. But it's also making her look bigger and more fearful and, you know, more aggressive. So it's almost like it's her own level of protection. And what does protection do? It keeps people away. It keeps situations away. So the Seven of Wands is the card of defensive, okay? Excuse me, it is the card of defensive. And remembering, this is the energy of what we need to leave behind in 2022. So this is Spirit saying to you that you want to make sure that when you go into, when we step beyond into next year, that we're not carrying that same energy with you. You may find, if you take a minute and think about it, Gemini, that you may find that you've spent the whole of 2022 being fairly on the defensive. Okay, so when something happens, you immediately jump to a conclusion and you jump into repair mode or explain mode, or, you know, something defensive like. And this is an energy, a circumstance that Spirit is saying, Gemini, we need to not carry it through. So you've got the whole month of December to sort of work through this, to sort of to understand it and to make peace with it and to leave it behind. So that's what we're leaving behind. Next card we have, Gemini, is what are you carrying forward? What are you taking with you into 2023? So let's have a look. Taking with you into 2023, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So this is interesting. 7 and 7. Okay, so so far we've got the 2 sevens that have come through. So the number 7 on a numerology point of view is actually quite a special number, because 7 is, you know, we have 7 days of the weeks, we have 7 colors in the rainbow, 7 music notes, 7 chakras on the body. 7 is a really truly magical number. But 7 is also, when we talk about 7, so we talk about 7 days of the week. Each day of the week is significant and important, but a week is more so. When we talk about 7 colors of the rainbow, each color in its own is amazing and wonderful, but a rainbow is just so much better. So it's almost like the number 7 is saying to you that when things are in sevens, they are better. And in this particular case, we've got the 7 of Pentacles. So here sits this lady. She is basking in the sun. She is just feeling that warm tingle of the sun on her skin, and she is clearly pregnant, and she is lovingly holding her pregnant belly. You can see by the size of her pregnant belly that she's not ready to give birth yet. And as much as she is already so in love with her baby, she understands that, you know, it's just going to take a bit of time. And it's nothing that you can speed up. It's nothing that you can hurry up. It's nothing that you can make happen any quicker. It is just a case of waiting patiently for time to happen. So this is the energy of what you're taking with you into next year. So it's also what it's saying to you here, Gemini, is recognizing and understanding that 2023, you're not going to be able to speed things up. You're not going to be able to push anything. Things are going to happen in their own time. Things are going to happen in their own space, and you just need to be patient. But while you're being patient, while you're waiting, you can take advantage of the sunshine and just sit and enjoy the feeling of the sun on your skin. You don't always have to be doing something. Whereas 2022, you've always felt like you need to be explaining yourself, doing something, fixing something, mending something, initiating something. You've been so on the defensive trying to prove and explain situations and circumstances instead of actually just sitting down and enjoying the sunshine. So what to leave behind, what to take forward. Very opposite cards, even though they're both sevens. Very interesting, Gemini. All right, next on our list. Sticking with doing a comparison between 2022 and 2023, let's have a look. The first card we're drawing now, or the next card I should say, is the lesson of 2022. So what was the main lesson that you needed to learn during 2022? And Gemini, the card that you have is the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is quite a fascinating card. First of all, a knight is somebody who goes into battle, somebody who charges into battle to protect his kingdom. He clearly doesn't have any armor on him. He is armed, okay? He does have his sword, and it is an incredibly sharp sword. He is going to cause a lot of damage with his sword, but he's also exposing himself, all right? Because he doesn't have any armor on, he stands the potential of actually getting quite injured, but he's not worried. Look at the confidence on his face. Look at that courage on his face. He's not worried the fact that he doesn't have his armor on, because he believes that he is capable of preventing or overcoming anything. So this is the card of the lesson of 2022. So again, Gemini, if you look back at 2022, you're going to see how you were often not ready. He's not ready. He doesn't have his armor on. You were often caught off guard. You often had to react, respond, and do things when you didn't really, when you weren't really prepared for it. And maybe that's where this defensiveness has come from. So this is again Spirit saying, let go of the defensiveness, but also the lesson of 2022 has been about trusting and believing in yourself and recognizing and realizing how pretty strong you are and how amazing you are, and how you have this natural ability to overcome anything. So that was the lesson of 2022. Now, let's look at the lesson of 2023. So moving into next year, what is the overall lesson that next year is going to bring you? And here we have card 20, and it is Life Renewed. So here we have this gorgeous little girl. She has found an acorn seed, and it is already starting to sprout. I don't know if you're going to see that. Can you see that? It's already got a little leaf coming out the top, and it's got a little root coming out the bottom. So she has found this seed, and she is so excited because she understands that this seed has the potential to grow into something magnificent, and she is in complete awe of that whole experience. So this is your lesson of 2023. So 2023, I see the camera's not in focus. So 2023 is going to be about you having this feeling of renewal, this feeling of you can do, you can become, you can experience anything, understanding the potential that is available to you. So when we compare the differences between the lesson of 2022 and the lesson of 2023, here you were caught off guard, you weren't prepared, you still achieved, you still accomplished, you still overcame so much. But now we're going to be more patient. Okay, we're going to be more patient, because remember, we're taking this with us, and we're going to understand. And here we've both got seeds. There is the seed in the tummy, and there is the seed in her hand, and it's almost like the life renewed. I'm just gonna stick with that. Life renewed. That's what 2023 is all about for you, Gemini, and I think that's quite amazing. And it's so interesting how different these two are. Okay, so we're not in 2023 yet. We're still here in 2022. So this lesson is still relevant and valid, as is these two energies. You do already have this in you, and this is what you're going to carry into next year. And you still have this in you, but this is something that you're still dealing with. And we want to make sure that we leave this behind in 2022. But this is where our focus is, because we've still got 1 month left of 2022. So Gemini, have you completed this lesson? Have you learned everything that you needed to in this lesson? So let's have a look, taking another card. So have you learned the lesson that you needed to learn in 2022? Oopsie. So we have, oh, it's not on focus. There we go. So you have got card 16, the blasted beach. The blasted beach, and this is not a swear word. This is in traditional tarot, this is the Tower card, okay? So the Tower card, in answer to the question of how are you doing with learning this lesson? Where are you at? What is the process? Have you completed or learned the lesson? This is telling you no. Gemini, the Tower card is telling you that you are going through it at the moment. Things are happening around you. You feel as if you have no control. You feel as if you have to be quick to respond, quick to react, even when you're not prepared, even when you don't have the time to put your armor on, but you still have to face it. You still have to deal with it. And I actually want to show you, they don't have their armor on either, okay? He doesn't have a shirt on. She's got a little dress on, but he doesn't have anything on. So unprepared, suddenly things are happening. Now, Gemini, what we need to understand is we are in December, okay? December 2022 is here. There is 1 month left. There is 4 weeks. Is it 4 weeks? Does December have 4 weeks or 5 weeks? There's 4 weeks. There are 4 weeks left, all right? Things are going to move incredibly quickly. In order for you to learn how strong you are, how capable you are, how brave you are, how courageous you are, etc. Things are going to happen really, really quickly. And the best way for you to tackle it is to not try and avoid it. We need to leave this behind. This is defensive, where you are trying to prevent, where you are trying to stop. You need to learn to be patient and to just go with the flow. You need to recognize that no matter what the universe throws at you, no matter what happens to you during the month of December, that you are strong enough, brave enough, and super ready to handle it, to tackle it, to overcome it, and to come out of it stronger, happier, and more successful. But if you're constantly trying to explain it or prevent it or slow it down or stop it, you are not going to learn the lesson that you need to learn. This is something that is happening still to you right now, okay? So no, you are not complete. Have you completed your lesson? No, you have not. Why is it so important that we complete this lesson in 2022? Why is it so important that we finish this off now and not carry it into next year? Let's have a look. So what is the new energy that is waiting to come in for you, Gemini? And here we have the Queen of Pentacles. Now, I want you to compare her there to her here. There, she looks a little bit disheveled and a little bit manic and a little bit crazy and a little bit like all over the place. Here, she is confident, she is strong, she is capable, she is brave. Nobody is going to mess with her. She is the kind of person who has an eye on everyone and everything. Nothing gets past her, and she feels super in control and super confident. She has something as delicate and as juicy and as vulnerable as an apple. So she has that vulnerability, that delicacy, but at the same time, she means business. Isn't she wonderful? Absolutely amazing. So she is the energy of next year. She is the energy that is waiting to come in once we have overcome this. So Gemini, this is why it's so important that you focus on overcoming this, that you move through this, move past this, so that you can become less of her and more of her, and bringing patience into next year as we plant new seeds that are going to take us into a new reality. All right, so I'm done with that tarot deck. And I'm bringing out the next tarot deck. So this is the Forest of Enchantment tarot, I think it is called. Let's give it a shuffle. Now, for this particular deck, I don't have specific questions that I want to ask like I did with the previous one. But what I'm doing now, because we've basically laid out what December is all about. We've basically laid out what do you need to be aware of and focusing on for December. What do you know you still need to work through? And we've also focused on what is the energy that is still coming through for you in this current month and in 2023. So what I want to know from this particular deck, Gemini, is I'm asking anything else that Spirit want to highlight, anything else that Spirit want to add, anything else that maybe I missed or didn't elaborate on enough. Anything else that Spirit want to bring through for you for the December, because we've now identified that you have not learned your lesson. The lesson is still ongoing. It is still in progress, in process. So what can Spirit add to help you learn these lessons, to overcome the situation, and to finish this year off on a good note? So card number 1 that I'm drawing for you is the 5 of Challenges, and card number 2 is the Lovers card. All right. Gosh, you see why I put them all together, because if you didn't know, it almost feels as if they belong to the same family, that they belong to the same artist. So the message we get, 5 of Challenges is the 5 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords is the card of sometimes having to do something that goes against your grain. Sometimes we have to do things that goes against our character. Let me rather put it that way. But it's the only thing that you can do. And this is exactly what Spirit is saying. While you're still going through these lessons, while you're still experiencing these things, Gemini, you may have to do something that other people will go, hold a second, why did you do that? You don't normally do that. You don't normally say that. You don't normally react that way. So the 5 of Challenges is saying to you that you may need to actually do something that goes against your grain. I don't care about anybody else's. This is all about you, Gemini. And you need to do something, or you may need to do something in order to change this experience, to change this lesson, to overcome it. I also think, though, the fact that we have this gorgeous Lovers card that has come through as well is Spirit saying to you, as long as you do everything from the basis of love and compassion and understanding, everything's going to be okay. But if you do things just to be ugly, you're staying in this energy. So it's about understanding that sometimes we have to do something unusual, surprising, whatever, in order to change the dynamic, to change the circumstance, even if it means doing something that goes against the grain. But if you do it from a place of love, of compassion and understanding, actually you will be achieving the things that you want to. Because remember, we're moving into this. We're moving away from this and into this. This is happening in your life at the moment. There is chaos, there is disaster, there is upheaval. And remember, the energy that you're leaving behind is this energy of being overly defensive and not letting anybody in. So show your true colors, show them what you're made of. Remember, we're taking our patience and our life renewal into, that is the lesson of 2023. So in order for us to have that experience, we need to finish off all of this that's going on. And you're going to do that from a place of love, compassion, and understanding, even though it is hard, tough, and difficult. All right. Gemini, I have an oracle deck in front of me here, and this is the Divine Energy Oracle. Just want to give it just a short little shuffle. It's always difficult to shuffle when there's cards on the table already, because you're guaranteed to make a mess. Just want to give them just a little shuffle. I'm going to draw just a single card from here. And let's have a look and see the final message that Spirit have for you for December 2022. And Spirit is saying to you, say no. You know what? And that saying no is the thing that you're going to do that everybody's going to go, oh, what do you mean? What do you mean no? What do you mean? So the chaos, the drama, the situation that you find yourself in at the moment, the best way to overcome it, the best way to solve it is to learn to say no. And as long as you say no with love, with compassion, and with understanding, it'll be okay. Because that is how you create yourself an environment that is so much better than what you've left behind. But it is important. Remember, the new energy coming in is about you being super confident, you being super in control. So you have to surprise people by saying no. So that is how you change this energy, how you leave this behind, by saying, I'm not doing that anymore. Nope, not doing it anymore. All right. So Gemini, you know what you need to do, as always, with love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care.